Sports Friends, the family. Good night, everyone. Welcome to another Sports Friends, the podcast. I'm your host, Levon. With me tonight, I have Kims and I have Shakes. And we're here tonight to discuss some track and field and wherever the discussion leads us to. First up, boy, I'm still in a buoyant mood. I'm still overjoyed. I'm still elated. I'm still hungry. I'm still upset. It's all mixed emotions in one. So, answer parchment did what we on this program all wanted to happen. I said it yesterday while we were discussing the race before it actually happened that I would love if both guys actually go into the final and medal. So that particular guy can just have heck all over his face. But nobody never really, well, a few persons probably had a slight feeling that one of them could have nabbed the gold medal from Grant Alloway, because if you look at Alloway throughout the championship, he never looked himself, and it's just ridiculous for an athlete to run 23 this year so far, and it's just August. So that he was due a bad race, and guess where his bad race actually happened. But take nothing away from the performance from Hans Parchment, who won the gold medal, and Ronald Levy at the bronze. Start off with Kims. I knew you never expected him to get, because I remember we were talking about it initially, and he said that he went all the way to get it in a man. That never stated. What you have to say about
Are you wicked serious?
Man, put him on the spot.
I said to you that when I watch the semi-finals, even when I watch the heats, even because they didn't have the same heat, I say when watching, especially the semi-finals, I see how Hans Parchment close in from Grant Holloway in like the last 20 meters or so. But I just think Grant was super dominant. I don't think that he would be caught. But as you rightly said, in every athlete, them always do a bad race. Some get the bad race on the Diamond League circuit, some get it in the heats. Unfortunately, and get it in the finals, because Grant Holloway is a man. It's not like that guy who they're Jamaica, big up people or wherever him one day. But Grant Holloway, he hurdles. He hurdles for fun. He's a man who hurdle clean, and the 9th and the 10th hurdle, I'm surprised he never dropped on him face. But Hansel, as I don't know if you know Hansel's story, but for all who does, you have to be happy for the man. You have to celebrate, because there's no possible way you could have told me, say, Hansel would have come and even make the Jamaica team just to win an Olympic gold medal. But for the record, I had Hansel for the silver and I had Levy for the bronze, just for the record.
why that was yesterday?
Yes, sir. Yesterday.
Because initially you had the medal, it was on a lead,
Yes, initially
But
I only had
as for
Levy.
me, I can back you up on that. I can back you up on that. Our initial picks were that we expected things like Shubenkov and Ortega to come through, and both of them never toured the event. So that itself actually had to change our predictions. And as we said before the race yesterday, we expected, well, both guys stand a possibility of medaling, but wasn't sure of the color. But I'm happy that Ansel actually won the event, and as I said, I'm happy that he shut up that particular guy. Shakes, your take.
Yes. As it pertains to, we're talking just solely about the 110-meter hurdles right now.
Yeah, 110 we're talking about right now.
All right. So I want to big up Hansel, right? Because my voice don't even come back properly since last night. The way I was elated and over the moon for that performance. First and foremost, not just because it was Hansa Parchment, but the fact that the men, they were literally horrible thus far in the championship, right? Everything that we were relying on was in relation to the women, right? We honestly didn't see the men coming to the fore. and we know that at past championships we have gotten some medals from the men. So yesterday was it was like a homecoming basically, right? And the fact that they got 2 medals in that race. Now, if we expound on it, the fact or the circumstances surrounding that event going into the Olympics, we all know what took place, right? I remember we had a show and I was like, I want Omar McLeod to be sitting down in his sofa because you know that there were people that were calling for him to go to the Olympics, right?
Akil Henry.
Um, Go
I
again?
remember I remember Akil Henry. He's watching live right now, so Akil Henry, don't think I forget you. Akil Henry was one
Okay.
of those main persons that was saying that give them a chance. He's the only one that stand a chance of winning the gold medal. I remember you,
Yeah.
Akil. Don't think I forget it.
Yeah. So it was for me that he needed to be in his sofa, sitting back. He could be eating some popcorn, watching, and realizing that, oh, guess what? Stop complaining about what the J3s did. And just realize that guess what? You just did not show up. You just did not show up when it mattered. Now, if we look on the scheduling, you was even complaining about the scheduling.
Yep.
Look at the schedule. My word. Big up the J3. Big up the 3 Jamaicans that actually made it. Big up Hansel Parchment and Ronald Levy even more for being able to run the races in the morning and come out and win the gold medal and the bronze medal in the morning sun and not hoping to come and run in the night sky. Right? So we have to look on that because those are key points, right, in relation to that 110-meter hurdles. As I said, I am over the moon. As I said, my voice still gone. I nearly sprained my right hand the way I was beating the desk because I was like, oh my God. Like you see, because Hansel sits in the block, and not even sits. He sleeps in the block, right? All his career. And we have always said that, boy, if this man could only get a start, he would be the world record holder because the way he closes in a race is like nobody else, right? The ground that he can make up. Kems pointed out that he hit some hurdles. Kem is only one hurdle him hit.
Brent,
Yeah, man. At the last hurdle him hit.
he hit the ninth hurdle as well, man.
Boy,
Oh,
if him hit it, it's just graze it. But it's only the 10th one he really hit.
mm,
But you see, because he had that distance, that man choked in that race.
yeah, man, him
He
feel the
ch- he
look.
choked in that race, and it was because of the pressure, right? Because literally he had nobody beside him. That was really challenging because Hansel turned out to be way on the other side.
He was beside him.
Go again?
Levy was beside him.
Yeah, but remember that Levy would have been way behind him. Levy actually closed at the end of the race.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So for basically 85 to 90% of the race, what name Holloway wouldn't have seen anybody apart from Hansen now coming at the end to come and beat him to that gold medal. So as I say, big up Hansel Parchment. That is one of the most deserving gold medals that I have witnessed in the Olympics. Not just this Olympics, but Olympics overall. Because it's about a man that has been around. He has suffered significant career-threatening injury or injuries, right? But one in particular that you didn't even know that he would be at the championship. So big up Hansel.
All right, quick question. Is it actually the first gold medal that a Fitz Coleman trained athlete has won since he has formed his own club? Any of you guys know that?
Oh no, I'm not sure.
I don't think he has another gold medalist. I think Hansel is the first.
Producer, first. Person that has actually gold medal and Fitz Coleman.
Yeah, first.
All right, so yeah, he's actually the first athlete to won a gold medal under Fitz Coleman training. So hats off to him, man. And he also has another athlete in a final that's Candice McLeod because he's
Yeah,
actually trained
Candice.
Candice McLeod. So seems like he has something going on over there, man. And let's also point out that I saw someone said that Dejo Russell is also another youngster that they expect something of in the hurdles. He's also being coached by Fitz Coleman, and that Ansley is over there. So they're relying on him to actually help Dejo Russell come through as well. But as it relates to Ronald Levy, you pointed out the hinges that Ansel Parchment suffered. Ronald Levy also suffered some injuries because he said that he had to date surgery on both his foot. And I mean, to come back from that as well, we have to give props to Bridget Foster Hilton because she's doing well as a coach. So we have to give hats after her. And at this point in time, I would just have to be happy that, hey, we might not be doing well in the sprints, but as I always say, sometimes we'll just have to look outside. On the men's side, I'm talking, that is. We have to keep on looking outside the box. We can't just keep on stay within the box because if it's not working out in one particular area, we must kind of something that goes on trying some other discipline. So I mean, it's happy to see both of these guys medal, and I hope that other athletes takes inspiration from this and can actually do the same in short course.
Levon, Hans actually said that in his interview last night, that the athletes, he's hoping that the athletes back home realizes that, guess what? Okay, there might be a deep pool when it comes on to the 110-meter hurdles. We might not be doing well in the sprints, but he literally said that people need to start looking to the high jump, the long jump, right? And other events.
I agree.
Everybody want to be sprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is that we have to just face the fact and the reality of it. Some of them just aren't good enough for the sprints.
Yeah, and not only that, how many places are there? There are only 3 spots.
True. So if you branch out and go into other areas, you can make the team. So I mean, let's see how these guys do, because you know that ego is a different thing, and then mindset and all of that. So when you factor in all those things, a lot of people lack that. So they probably won't take up the mantle, and that discipline is a key thing, and a lot of them lack that as well. Now, in the 400-meter final that we saw earlier this morning, one Chris Taylor ran and he came 6th with a PB of 44.79. The event was won by Stephen Gardner of Bahamas. Second event was Zambrano from Colombia. And then third event was Kirani James coming back from all those ailments. And it's so happy that he actually medaled. And I mean, as a lot of people said, they're happy because US didn't get any medal even, but I don't really subscribe along that line as well, because I just personally think that if you're good enough to medal, you will medal. On this occasion, neither of the guys actually medal, but the Caribbean guys, they did well, and even Zambrano has been consistently being in the top 3. I remember it was at the World Championship that he actually won a silver medal, and once again, he won a silver medal, and this guy is 23 years old, so happy for all those guys. But in terms of Chris Taylor now, I'm going to start with Kems again on this one. What do you make of him? 21 years old, 400-meter, and I also listened to his post-match, his post-race interview, and he was saying that he tend to have an asthma problem where the longer he tend to run, the more it builds up in him and he start to have short of breath. Now, he said that his coach said it to him that he is the best 400 and the best 200-meter runner he has ever coached. Now, with that in mind, if you were the coach and knowing that this athlete has suffered from this, because we have seen him twice went down after races, do you then pull him from the 400 and down to the 200, or do you allow him to probably mature a bit more before you make that decision?
I mean, to be honest, I don't know where Chris Taylor developed asthma from, because all my years to seeing Chris Taylor run for both Calabar and Jamaica, around 400, around 4x4, I have never seen him drop down like how I seen him drop down from the Jamaican trials, doing the Diamond League circuit, and now in the Olympics. So I don't know where that development from asthma come, but I'll say this, right? Obviously, if I am the coach of Chris Taylor, I would have more insight on how bad the asthma is, or what the runner can take. Probably the coach have some inside information that him knows, all right, him can run through it. he can run through it and so because there's a lot of individuals who have asthma and them still run 400, still run 800, still run 1500. You know, so I believe that is the coach's call. But my personal standpoint, I know a lot of people say they want to run the one and the two, probably because them see a lot of people come down from the one and the two. But for me, at 21 years old, I want him to get stronger. I want him to continue running the 400, continue building up that stamina, continue building up that strength, so that when him going the 200 now, he can use that 400-meter strength to manipulate those other sprinters. That 400-meter sprint to go ahead and power down in the 100 meters. And if the coach say he's the best he's ever seen, then clearly him see something in him that we haven't seen. Coaches normally have an eye for those type of athletes. Probably might use it as a motivational tool one, but we have seen Chris Taylor at the champs level. We have seen him now at the professional level, and the guy have talent. At 21 years old, if he's the sixth fastest runner in the world, that is something to build on. You get what I say? Give him 3 years from now into the next Olympics. He's one to watch out for. So I'll give him another run at the 400, probably the next World Championships. See the progress, see what's going on, and then definitely take it from there. So
I'm happy that you brought up that too, Kims, because I remember his final year of high school, he suffered a lot of injuries, and I remember that at one point he had to pull out of quite a few events just not to act upon that injury. So from that time up until now, I'm happy that he has somewhat regained some sort of fitness, even though he himself said that he's not at a 100% at this point in time. So I'm actually happy that he has gotten over that somewhat and he's now looking forward to the future because, as I said, 21 years old, first Jamaican male to make that 400 a global final since 17 years now. So I'm actually happy for the guy and to PB in the final. I said it from the before even the race that all I want Chris Taylor to do is just go out there, get a PB in the
yes,
final.
yep,
It doesn't matter where you place, just get a PB.
yep,
That's the exact reason why I wanted Jay Eli to make the final, as I said last night. Once you go out there, just go out there, get a PB, and you can come home happy.
yes.
And I'm absolutely happy for this guy. Shakes, your take on him.
Yeah, so in relation to the asthma talk that you guys were just alluding to, so usually asthma is diagnosed in a child age 2 and up. Um, it doesn't mean that if you don't diagnose at an early age, that somebody who is an adult can't get asthma. So Kems, he could actually have developed asthma in the last 2 years.
Hmm.
Yes, right. Exercise induced asthma is actually a medical diagnosis. Anyway, for him now, all he needs to do, because obviously he has respiratory problems, so obviously he would need to go to a pulmonologist or a sports medicine physician. But the sports medicine physician, that's easy for them to just refer him to a pulmonologist so that he gets better control. Once his asthma is controlled, it means that he's unlikely, not impossible, but unlikely for him to have those breathing issues. Because Kems, you were right when you said that persons who do even longer distances, both shorter and longer distances, um, are asthmatic patients, but they are controlled. So that's all that he would have to do. Outside of that medical issue, I was impressed by him. He's only 21. Uh, Jamaica really never coming into the Olympics. Nobody really expected anything when it came on to the 400 meters, right? Especially because for like the last year, 2 years, the times that the Jamaicans have run, we all know that it's not going to set the world alight, right? So we didn't really have high expectations, but the fact that he could actually go into the final and PB, that for me was a big deal,
Sure.
right? Um, I always have a problem when people just get up and say, "Oh, because Jamaica in the top 8, it means that you're at least, as in we don't get a medal. They will settle and say, all right, we're at least between fourth and eighth. best in the world. No. Anytime you enter something and there is a main objective, which is either a gold medal, a silver medal, or a bronze medal, that is the ultimate aim. People might not look at it as failure, but it is failure for the athlete because the athlete sets out to win, right? In our jobs, we set to perform the best we can, right? When we don't do well, we feel disappointed, right? It's the same. So for me, I was impressed the fact that he PB'd in that race, right? It means that he literally gave of his best in that race, right? Obviously, as he develops, you would want to see a great improvement on the time, and in doing so, we can then look forward in him. I don't know if the World Championships next year might be too soon, but for the 2020, that's 2020, what, 2023, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, 2023. And then for the next Olympics, which is only 3 years from now, he has a brilliant window in which he can grab his opportunity, right?
Because
So
as Ken's pointed out, in the next 3 years, he'll be 24 years old. So
yes,
I
he's
mean,
24.
as I
That
said, he
is
has a
him
good
just
amount of
entering the
time to
prime.
actually mature in the bit.
Yes, that's him entering his prime. And even if he doesn't grab medals, but suppose he's coming fourth consistently during that period, he can then possibly say, all right, between the ages of 25 going up to 28, 29, 30, he can be right there looking out for significant medals. So for me, he is positioned right where he needs to be right now.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we also saw the 4x1 for both men and women. We're going to start off with women. So Jamaica was in the heat with Great Britain, USA, and initially I said it that Great Britain wouldn't have factored as much, and James was like, "Oh, this and that." Devin Appiah said that Great Britain really tend to put a lot of focus on the button changes and all of that, so they would have a good team. Where Kems and I had a disagreement was that Kems never expected to have seen Dina Smith. A lot of us never expected to have seen her as well. That's the reason why I based my argument on that. No, she turned up, and guess what? It was a national record for Great Britain. However, we're going to look at the Jamaican quartet. So it was Brianna Williams to Natasha Morrison to Ramona Burchell to Sherika Jackson. Leads me to think, what was going through the psyche of Ramona Burchell on that leg? I mean, it was very poor, and you don't expect to see these things from athletes that are professional. And as people keep on saying, these are athletes who weren't in individual events, so obviously they must have been working on button changes in the village. So Kems, what you take away from that one?
All right, let me tell you, and again, um, let me tell you a little bit about my resume. I've been to champs, I've been to Penrith, Carifton, but I've never run for Jamaica on the highest professional level. But I can tell you, you can work, you can as an athlete who is not a star, who is not a Usain Bolt caliber, a Sapa Poel caliber, but more a mediocre or just about just under mediocre level. When you're going out there, everything when you're learning at training, all that go out the door, you're nervous. You're very, very nervous, and you don't want to be the person who mess up because you know that, like, it's the weight of the country on your shoulders, because you know that everybody's talking about that record. Jamaica want that record. Jamaica want that record. So me on that third leg now, I'm talking Ramona Birch, right? I am on that third leg now. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to be the one. So that is all I'm thinking. So I'm not even thinking about receiving the button and doing the right thing, because if you notice, first thing, Ramona Birchall, she ran off too slow. So Natasha Morrison hit her marker and she still stand up there, right? Another thing she did, normally you don't put out your hand until you hear reach. When they say reach, or they say arrive,
Agreed.
or they say
Agreed.
anything that signifies that they're there, That's when you put out your hand. Ramona Birchell, this is how she run. And already out there, so, and she still a run. Rubbish. Your hand all the way up here, so.
But notice that Kems, did she turn around as well?
Turn around as well. You don't do that. You don't that feel for the button, you're creating problems. So where that is concerned now, by the time, because Dina Asher Smith, she ran the backstretch. So Dina Asher Smith had already closed on Natasha Morrison, and Ramona Birchell are probably the slowest person on the Jamaica team. And probably one of the slowest on the third leg.
She is.
So by the time Ramona get the button on to try and make any damage, USA gone, Great Britain gone, and just I think another team did gone too. And then, good thing with Erika Jackson, the anchor, who, once she get the button, the ship gets steady, But where that is concerned, we have to be careful how we want to insert other athletes just because we're trying to give other athletes rest. I understand that. But, we really have to be careful because Jamaica could have been out of that. Jamaica could have been out of that. And then, boy, poor little Ramona Birchall couldn't go on social media because they would have tear her down to shreds over there. But
And
as
guess what as well?
as a,
Because of what she did, because of what she did as well, Kems,
Mhm.
Jamaica ended up getting lane 8 in the final.
But let's talk about that. That is actually a great lane for Jamaica. Why is that great lane now? Because they're on the outside lane, right? And if you look at Brianna's start, because Brianna go run again, if you look at Brianna's start, I don't think nobody on the first leg will be able to catch her. Based on her start, based on everything. And then depending on them set up the side, I want it to be Brianna, Shelly, Sherika, Elaine. That's how I want it. Right? Because the anchor leg is
All right. So what? So based on what I've heard, Kems, it will be Brianna to Shelly to Elaine to Sherika. That's
oh,
what I've heard.
that's what you heard.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that. But I don't like that. Why? This is the reason why I don't like that. Especially, you see in theory, the curves, those are 90 meters. The straight is 110 meters. So the straight itself is always longer than the curve. So I want my fastest runner on one of the straight them. Either the second or the back stretch. Putting Elaine on the third leg, let's see. But I would prefer Elaine and the anchor, but probably Sherika Jackson. They don't want to give Sherika Jackson a pass over duties. So she go pass over the button wrong or nothing. Just collect the button and run. Probably that's what it is.
Boy. Shakes. As I was saying, you agree with Kems that the outer lane will actually be perfect for Jamaica. Why?
All right, so that for me is an excellent lane to break this world record. Why? Because literally, you ain't focusing on nobody but yourself. So you're
That
not
is it.
worrying.
Shakes. I'm glad I said that because you know that Josh was saying that he wasn't really comfortable with the outer lane. I was saying him to that. Hear what? Jamaica is in a lane that hear what? They just have to say we're going to run our own race with our own business go about nobody else. So
Yup.
hear what? Let's just do what we have to do. And what I also said to him was that lane 8 in this Olympics is like you getting lane 7. Because
Yep.
remember they actually use from lane 2 to lane 9. So I agree with that, Shakes.
It's an
But carry
it's an excellent lane to get. And
I would prefer,
because I'm going to say thank you, Ramona Burchell, for messing up the relay. I'm glad you came and you have now set up Jamaica to go on and break that world record. Because if we were on the inside, let me tell you something. And you guys were asking why Ramona Burchell did all of that. Listen, you see pressure. Some people can't handle the pressure. Some people can't handle the stage, right? And even when you think about, I'm not saying that the women who would be running the finals come tomorrow morning would be under pressure. But when you have something in the back of your mind, when everybody is expecting the team to break the world record because of the composition of the team. Sometimes you might overthink instead of just setting out to just pass the baton and just let the race come to you. And if you get the world record, you get the world record. But the most important thing is to get the gold medal. That is it for me, I would love for the world record to go. But the most important thing for me is that gold medal. Right? True. And that's what I would want. So lane 8, trust me, lane 8, I am happy about lane 8. I don't see a major thing. As I said, the teams that we have to worry about, they are in the inside lanes. So let the inside people fight for the minor placings, right? Let them fight out for second. Let Germany and Britain and USA, let them fight. Let them fight for the minor placings. Yes, we can just go. As I said, we can concentrate on ourselves because really and truly, everybody will be looking at Jamaica because they are on the outside.
Yeah.
And not only that, sometimes looking at who is in front puts extra pressure on the people on the inside, which might even cause a foul up. So even if we don't run at 100% or 98%, even if we only do 90%, we still end up with that gold medal.
Yeah. Kims, Christoph is asking, which year you're on the 100-meter final champs?
Christoph, don't question me. Don't question me, Mr. Christoph.
This man don't like answer questions in 11. You realize since
Christoph, look it up on Google and YouTube. I'll send a YouTube link so you can see me in the final doing.
Is which YouTube? That the real YouTube or YouTube mobile?
Why this man don't like to answer the questions straightforward?
All night.
The man ask which year came. Just tell the man which year ran in the final champs.
Let's see, when we left high school. Cohen can tell you. Check it up.
No man.
All right, just know that this man gave up tracks once Kemar Bailey Cole beat him. So just put that in the pipe and smoke it.
Both Kemar Bailey Cole and Dexter Lee beat me, and two of them can't plant yam right now.
Can you imagine? And look at you. Yeah, you should have persevered.
But no man, Kims is a lazy fella, so he won't really take up tracks.
Yes, Devin actually sent that in one of the messages.
Exactly. And guess what also shakes? He's also too short to actually do well in that 100-meter sprint.
Uh-oh.
But we also saw the men and they surprised some people and they didn't for some. But a season's best 37.82. It was a very good start from one Javon Minzy. And from there on in, they did very well, and even Oblique Civil on that ankle leg. I loved how he looked on that ankle leg.
Yep.
And I'm actually taking a keynote of this youth because I think that he's one that, if he gets proper coaching, can develop into a very good athlete. But it leads me to ask a question: can Glenn Mills actually bring this youth to the level that he's supposed to go?
So this is it, level. This is it. I wouldn't say if him get proper coaching. I would say if him take proper coaching, because we know Glenn Mills. We know Glenn Mills' pedigree. We know what Glenn Mills can do. You know.
Hold on. I personally really rate Glenn Mills as a coach.
Me neither. But I've been around Glenn Mills because Glenn Mills, when he used to coach Camperdown, you know, Georges and Camperdown used to go to stadium and train. And so I've been around Glenn Mills. I've seen how he conduct training and so. But I don't rate him because he's a brother who love talent. You know, like build talent, but he love get the talent, and then, you know. But I believe if Civil just take what Glenn Mills has said, because whether we rate him or not, the man of the world record holders. That is, you know, we have to give the man some dues. You know, just get world record holder. So, and the second fastest man in the world just so. You know, we have to give the man some dues.
Super talents. So
give him Warren Weir, 1, 2, 3, come on. We have to give the man some dues. Because remember, you know, the man
Warren Weir inspired by the two super talents.
You know, so Glenn Mills took Warren Weir from a 110 hurdler and turned him into a 200 meters. As a 110 hurdles Warren Weir used to do, you know. You see me? And them turn him in a sprinter. So as me say, Glenn Mills, me not really rate him like that, but you have to give him flowers. So if Seville really and truly take the training, do what he's told, no bother with the woman business, no bother with the party business and the hype and care business, then he'll be just fine. You know. As it relates to the four by one, let me tell you
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something, Levon. Probably 1% of Jamaican really think that Jamaica could have done well. 1%. The
Josh
other,
Carl.
the other 99 are just, you
You
know,
know, say you're wicked, Kems.
hold on, I just
You know,
over.
say you're wicked,
Hold
Kems.
on, brother.
Is
Hold on.
0.0001.
See,
You really say 1%, brother? It's
because
0.001.
Yeah, man. I need that 0.001. Josh Carl is one of those main persons in that 0.001 because from day one he said that the
yeah,
Jamaica men 4x1 will actually medal.
yeah, yeah,
Producer is on fire, man.
the producer is definitely on fire. But let me tell you, the relay, it coming like hurdles. It coming like the 110 hurdles. Like any card can play. You can be the because remember, a lot of people were telling yes, the US have a broke Jamaica record. The US have 9.7 this. US not even make the finals. You understand me? They have to get the stick around. You have to make the passes in the exchange zone, and you have to be smart about your running. You have to set up the team accordingly. Johan Blake on the third leg, that was brilliant. Because I bear slow people if I go face for the third leg. If you notice the 100-meter champion, at the back stretch him run, So I bear big guns up on the back stretch. And I think Zarnel Hughes run the back stretch as well. I bear big guns up on the back stretch and big guns up on the ankle leg. So Johan Blake up the little frilly run at them and them people that Johan Blake face. So that is actually a good strategy. And as you talk about Oblique Seville, that man is fearless. When that man get the button, that man extend the gap. That not they don't close the gap on him. Call him 10.4, 10.04 personal best. That man look like him in 9.9 shape. Cause that man extending the gap, high knees, swinging those arms, and look very good. So if Jamaica, I just want you to work on his button exchange because I see that man run off before Julian Fort even reach anywhere close to him, and then a same thing as Birchin, coming like he's a third leg team. And then he must slow down and look back and all of them something there. In the final, there's no space for error. The margin of error very, very small. So Jamaica shut me up because I didn't think they were making the finals at all last night. When I predicted my 17 medals, they were in there. But last night, I was like, no. The way them look, no finals at all for them. And they shut me up. They won, so they're in good shape. And I think they get lane 5 for the finals. So let's see.
All right, so Shakes, people are asking the question: should they make any alterations to the team? I say no. What do you say?
Nope, that team right
Because
through.
people are asking if they should include Rashid Dwyer in the team.
Listen, they ran 37. Was it 37-8?
Too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, 37-8. Listen, you see pre the Jamaican team, as in Bolt, Blake, right? Nesta Carter, Michael Freighter, Asafa Powell, when he was in it sometimes, and the brilliant American team who also has the second fastest time, really and truly. 37-8 is a brilliant time.
yeah.
Agreed.
So if the times have come down because you don't have exceptional runners right now in terms of a large number of exceptional runners, and I get that from my team in the heats, I'm not going to change it up because guess what? They should be confident
And
going
Shakes,
to the final.
also remember what Kim just pointed out too. That third leg exchange was poor. So if they can
Yeah.
sort out that third leg
They can go a little bit
exchange,
faster.
they can go faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that 37-8 can possibly come down to a 37-3, right? With the right exchange. And I'm pretty sure they'll go even faster in the final, right? So I would not change that team. The team is constructed exactly how it's supposed to be constructed. With Johan, and listen, Johan, I remember the year when Johan, um, the man literally killed Tyson Gay. It was like Tyson Gay was running backwards.
Investigate career. That one. That
Yes, you remember that race. Yes. Listen, Johan might not be in the best form in terms of individual racing, right? But for the relay, what I saw from him and how he was bouncing even after the race, you can see that. Oh, listen, um, if he had anything that was holding him back mentally when it comes on to his personal running, I never saw that for the relay leg.
But Shakes, to further substantiate that, he himself in the post-race interview said that he wished he had felt how he felt in the relay in the 100 meter.
Well, there you go. So it's obvious. It's obvious that even for the individual racing Levon, that he may be fighting himself. Yes, and he just it's like when Asafa used to come to relays. Asafa was free mentally.
yeah. Now I saw for the fastest split on a relay 4x1. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I wouldn't change that team. Sorry, I wouldn't change the team.
I
I
agree.
keep in that team. We go for gold.
All right, I just point out that the USA men are out. They didn't make it to the finals, and again, another failure for them when it comes down to a major championship and getting that baton around safely and running well, and they didn't. So guess what? They're out of the finals again. Um, let's look at the 4x4 for women. No, the four ladies that went out there were Jonelle Broomfield, Ranisha McGregor, um, Johnny Versal, and Stacey. Was it Stacey and Williams? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Stacey and Williams. So they qualified for the final and they did decent. Do you guys actually think that they can medal in the finals?
Medal. A medal, most definitely. It just all depends on the color. Um, that definitely think they can medal because obviously in the finals they're going in McPherson and McLeod. Two women who are definitely in the finals. And you add McGregor to that who went to the semifinals, and then somebody else, to top it all off. So I definitely think they can get the silver medal. I'm booking them for the silver medal at the very least, depending on the alterations that the US make. Because let me
Yeah,
tell you, if the US had Akim
Sydney.
Sydney, Mohammed, let us not play ourselves. There's unless the button drop, there is absolutely no chance whatsoever. But if they decide to run,
and then again, Kims, can't you really use button drop either, because remember this is a 4x4, so you just pick up that and you're gone about the business
yeah,
again.
but probably we can only cross with toes and fingers for like a lane violation. When they normally cut over, if they cut over too soon or something like that, that's the
Nah,
only
man,
thing.
we're not crossing the toes, man. Let's run a fair race.
But if the race go fair, then Jamaica will get the silver medal. I like Poland team. Poland team look good. They work hard. They fight hard. They'll get
They
the
are
bronze.
relay team.
Yep. That trust me, that they won't have no individual person in the finals. At the 400. But when it come on to relay, they'll find their way. They'll find their way in the top three. So I'll say Jamaica will get silver in the 4x4, and I'll give the gold to the US.
So Kims, I have and Shakes, I have $1 million question for both of you guys.
Yes, sir.
No, Sherika Jackson was expected to run in that 200 meter and she didn't make it past the heats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now she'll run the 4x1. If you were Jamaica, would you now include Sherika Jackson in that 4x4 to try and go after that gold medal? Knowing
If I
that, hold on, knowing that you have a Ronisha McGregor on her best day that can run 50.03,
Mhm.
a Candice McLeod who has run a 49.51, a Stephanie Ann McPherson was run 49.34, who shut down basically after 300 and about 70 liters. And then you have a Sherika who has run 49 already.
All right.
49-4.
So this is my answer. So my answer is yes and no. Right? Let me tell you why my answer is no. I really don't know how much 400-meter work Sherika Jackson have really done this year. For me say, let me put her into a final like this. Even though she not run the 200-meter, but now she have the 100-meter where she PB, the 200-meter heats, the 4x1 heats and finals. I know the 4x4, I'm expecting her to come and give me a piece of 49. That's asking for too much. But on the other flip side of things is Sherika Jackson, right? It's Sherika Jackson, and she's an engine. And if anybody we really want to take a chance with, it would have been she. You understand me? So where that is concerned, I would have to ask Frano, but knowing Frano, good luck. Good luck.
Shakes, what say you?
All right, so let me first touch on the medals, right? The American team, gold medal, world record, based on the makeup. Sorry guys, but I'm a big Alison Felix fan, so I want Alison to go out with another gold medal, based on the career that she has had with a world record. Kems even spoke about the two persons that they can take from the 400-meter hurdles. They throw them into the relay. That's magic, not just fire. That's magic when you combine them with the rest of the field. That they could literally set a world record that is probably unbreakable.
I remember. I think more that 49-4.
Yes, right. So they could literally set a record that is unbreakable. So yeah, Alison Felix for me, I really want her to go with a gold medal. When it comes up, and I'm being realistic because really and truly, barring any foul ups, the American team just can't be beaten.
Yep, can be.
Right? That's just being honest. No bias right there. All right, for the other medals now, Kim said he would give Jamaica silver. Guess what? That that Polish team is ridiculously good, right? That Polish team for me starts as second favorite in that race. So I have Jamaica for the bronze medal with the potential to go to a silver medal if they get the perfect race. Now you ask the question
Disagree with
about
the Shakes big time.
no problem. You asked a question about Sherika Jackson. Now, I remembered in former years where Alison Felix never used to run 400 meter at that time, and they used to just get up and throw her into the 400 meters, and she used to run the best of all the runners when it came on to relay. So guess what? I would actually put Sherika in that 4x4. As I said, you see, sometimes, Levon, when we know we are fouled up in life, it's a motivator, right? Of course, we
Make
know
amends.
that. I know we all know that the 4x1 team is stacked. But just imagine if she came into that 4x4 team now, and we got a silver medal in that race because we put in Sherika. No, that would be a good package to go home with: a bronze, a gold, and a silver. Yeah. So
Yeah.
for me, I would put her in the race. I'd put her in the race.
All right. So now we look at the 400-meter for women final that will take place tomorrow morning. Do you expect Stephanie and McPherson to nab that gold medal, or you think that Shani Miller-Weber will actually turn up, or the Dominican Republic athlete Paulino can spring a surprise?
Boy. Levon, you know that even from that interview that Stephanie Ann gave, where she said that if she knew how fast the race was, she wouldn't have slowed down as she did, right? Because of course she would have broken Lorraine Graham's record. And I was like, yeah, but she's not even thinking straight. Because guess what? I don't want you to break the record in the semifinals. I want you to break the record in the finals,
Mhm.
right? Because if you break the record in the finals, it means that more than likely you ran your best race in that you executed how you were supposed to.
All right, Shakes. Let me ask you a question, Shakes, and Levon, right? Give me, give me your four. Give me your four by four female runners in order with Sherika.
The four, as in the
Yeah,
full team.
Yeah,
Oh,
Inclusive.
yeah,
what did discuss?
include with Sherry.
Uh
In
how do
order.
I Candice, um,
What did discuss about that
Candice,
for?
Stephanian, Sharika,
Each leg.
and the other lady.
So you would start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, what I
McGregor.
had in
Yeah,
mind was
I
I would
would
have
put her as
I
the
would use
fourth.
I would personally start off with Candice McLeod
All right.
to give us a fast start, right? You know that McGregor is the slowest of the lot, so I'd use McGregor on the second leg. On the third leg, I'd use Stephanie, and to Hanka, I'd use Sharika.
Okay. Okay. Fair. 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 Fair.
But to be honest, I even Jenny Russell can't rule her out because she runs a damn good 400 meters as well,
It does.
So it would be a toss up between her and Renisha McGregor for that fourth place. So
Yeah.
it's a nice headache to have at this point in time. But for the 400-meter finals, so I say you expect to go shakes quickly.
Yeah, so as I was saying, for me now, for Stephanian, I'd love if she wins gold. As I was saying, I want her to run that PB in in the finals. I believe that if she runs a good 48-9, I believe that wins the gold medal. Yeah, 48-9. I
All
believe
right.
that wins the gold medal.
For the silver and the bronze, who do you have?
Boy, the Dominican Republic girl, I believe is gonna get silver. I believe Allison is gonna spring the
Take
surprise
out the
and get the
emotions, man.
bronze.
Listen, not going down there.
No
Really.
She's not
man,
going to go down. She's
Really.
not going.
No chance.
I give her the bronze. I give her the bronze.
From lane 9, she won't. Kims.
No, you know that's an Levon, that's an excellent lane for her, you know.
No, not for her. Not this.
Yeah,
Probably 2016 Allison or 2012
Not
Allison.
this, not
Or
this, Alice.
21 Allison. No, sir.
she's
Not,
a good. I
not
don't have Shani in the mix. Sorry, I don't think she's in the best form
Allison
this
can't be
year.
all with 1 foot. Allison can't be Shani. I'm sure.
All right.
Exactly you say though.
So check me out. This is my three. Well, I really want McPherson run Shani Bill, you know. So this is what I'm gonna go with. I go with McPherson. I go with McPherson. I go with Dominica. And I go with Shani. Those are my three. Those are my three. Those are my three. And shout out to Candice McLeod. You know, she can come somewhere fourth and probably dive like Shani, jump over the line, something, and get a bronze or something. That you know, I put McLeod right in the mix. Right in the mix right there. So
She'll be
And to be
between
honest, I
fourth
can't
or fifth
disagree
level.
with you.
Allison though,
She'll be she'll be between third and fourth.
Allison will show her
Third
nice.
and
Between
Allison
third
will
and
show her
fourth.
nice because
okay.
Alice will show her a nice smile and say, "Oh, I'm just happy to be the games, my fifth games. Thank you guys." Yeah, but in
I say
medal,
thanks for coming.
medal
This
place,
is the end of the road for me. Thank you guys, all of you. See you along the line.
No
Yeah,
man, the
and
four
she'll
by four, the
give that
four
nice
by
speech
four, she'll
afterwards,
give that statement. The 4x4, she'll give that statement.
but not for the individual. She won't win a medal this time around.
so check out. So hold on the level before you even
I'm
continue.
going to
Check out my team. Go on, go on.
go ahead, man.
No, man, I said this is my 4x4 team on me want to see. I actually want Sherika to start. I want Sherika start because this is not like a 4x1 where your starter is ineffective. You know, 4x4 you want a great start. So this is my thing. I am making Sherika start. I am putting Candice McLeod on the second leg. I want either Ranisha or Genevieve Russell, either one of them on the third leg. And I need my champion, my 400-meter champion, to take me home again. She against I think Moo on that ankle leg. Who knows? Anything goes. that would have met my championships. You remember like the little. You remember when Novely run down the other American did that time there.
Yeah,
Something like that. Something like
yeah,
that.
man.
That one.
I say what a story that would be.
In 2015.
Ooh, what a story. Finally,
All right.
give me the
Before we move
attention.
on, because before I move on, I want to touch on some football matters quickly. But before I move on, I appreciate all of the guys that are tuning in so far. But hear what, and I keep on saying it at the end of each stream that I want you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's the same name as we use for the Facebook. Please, I want you to go over there because we want to host the show from YouTube more often than we actually do. So we don't really want to. I mean, we love all our viewers, but please, Facebook viewers, please just go over and subscribe to the YouTube channel so we can host the show from over there and so we can grow together. Please, I beg of you all. Now, we're going to look at some football matters. First up, none more so bigger than one, Lionel Messi, who is slated to leave Barcelona. It's also posited that it could be a ploy by Barcelona to somewhat, you could say, Liga, the persons that are in charge of La Liga in terms of to allow the salary cap to actually go through and all of that. But I'm going to ask you, Kems, do you think that it's the end of the road and this is it when it comes down to Lionel Messi and Barcelona love affair? Or you think that an amicable agreement will be reached between the Spanish authorities who are in charge of La Liga and Barcelona? Because you know that Messi is La Liga.
Well,
Call it.
well,
Messi brings in a lot of revenue for La Liga. So I mean they won't just want to lose him just like that. So what do you guys say?
well, this is it, Levon. This is it. We can always say Messi is La Liga, but this will show if Messi is really La Liga. You understand me? So if Messi is La Liga, the Spanish authorities, they find a way how to make this work, how to make Messi stay. Because I'm telling you, remember, Messi leave and go while PSG or one any other team, La Liga go feel it. You understand me? Because Messi has been the one individual who, or who like him, who hate him, whatever the case may be. The man is a show. You understand me? The man is a showstopper. The man is an entertainer, and the man is the one person who can always bring in that revenue, as you spoke about earlier. So I believe that they'll definitely find a way. I just can't see, Messi is just synonymous to Barcelona. For here, Messi I play for PSG. Here, Messi I play for this. It just doesn't sound right. You don't have a good ring to it. You don't have no buzz. So, I think that they'll definitely find a way how to do it. But if this is the end of the road, Man United checkbook is ready to go, rearing to go. Pogba, get out of there. Pogba, leave. I don't care who, leave. All right.
Your take, Shakes.
Boy, I think it's the first time I've ever seen like a big player live on, like one of the biggest players. I've seen a story about them leaving a club or the possibility of them leaving a club, and it just never really meant anything. Why? Because you see, until he puts on another shirt, Levon, for me, he's still a Barcelona player. And you're even right when you say that, listen, they might be trying to force the hand of the governing body, La Liga, to be more flexible with the cap. Because, listen, all right, if you put out in the papers that, guess what, well, clearly, the other clubs in the world, Levon, don't really have no bag of money. And for those who are actually spending the money, they don't necessarily want those Barcelona flops, right? So that's the problem. So they want a lot of their players to be sold, but nobody really wants them. If you want them, it's going to be...
They want Griezmann off the books, but nobody wants Griezmann. They want Coutinho off the books. Nobody wants Coutinho.
Exactly.
They're not going to pay those ridiculous wages and all that.
Right? No. Thank you. Right? Because it's not just about the transfer fee. The wages that they're on, it's also ridiculous. So the package that you would have to put together for these players, and technically most of the players that they want off their books, is over 29 or 29 and over. right? So it's not investing for the future. So you're not going to put your money into that. So that's the problem. So I believe that this is just a little ploy, and at the end of the day, come September, or well, yeah, I can say the end of August, I still expect Messi they're going to come to some amicable
Reasons.
resolution. They decide that, hey, guess what, we find a way. You might see a club that they might find a way to structure some deal where instead of paying over 3 years, maybe one of them waste baller there that we talk about, yes, they might do it over 6 years instead. Yes, so that they can get them off the wage bill, so that they can keep Messi. Because the ultimate goal is to keep Messi. And listen, as Kem said it, for me, I honestly don't think at this stage of Messi's career, I want to see him at another club. That's just me. I think he should remain at Barcelona.
And let's be fair now, Shakes. Before Kim's actually jumped out, he's saying that United should get the check ready. You know, when it come
Go
on
again?
money and the,
I missed that. I missed that.
I'm saying Kim's actually said that United need to get the checkbook out for Messi. You
Oh
know that
no, crazy.
I'm not one that actually subscribe. I don't
Never,
think that
never, bro.
I agree with you.
Never.
But also we saw another blockbuster deal today as well. A British transfer record for an English player. The first 100 million pound baller in the league. And we're talking about none other than the man that was once a United fan, and I mean a huge Man United fan,
The man
that
is a
couldn't
Man
stand,
United fan.
that couldn't stand to see City win the league, who has now become a City player. We're talking about none other than Jack Grealish himself. What to make of the deal for player and club?
Boy, 100 million for a player. For Jack Grealish during this climate, for me, it's not worth it. Simply put, right? Not worth it in terms of the money. I would say that it's a good deal though. Why? Because he gives them a different dimension. I actually wanted Jack Grealish at Manchester United because for me, whenever Jack Grealish has the ball stays with him, right? He is one of the most foul players in the league, and if we use his what he has done at Aston Villa thus far, he has been pretty decent for them. But as I said, I wouldn't necessarily say he's $100 million player just yet. Probably he could have gone for 70 million. We all know how it goes in England, right? But for me, his real value to me is probably 70 million. I expect him to have probably like 8 goals, probably 12 assists for Man City because I believe that he will actually be very creative for them. At the end of the day, it will work out to be a good deal for Man City.
All right, and let's point out that because a lot of people are actually cursing him, saying that he's a traitor, him sell out Villa, and all of those things. No, Mr. Perslow, if owner, he's a statement in time. I don't want to understand what he is. He came out and said contract last season. Now, they fended off all the top last season and they kept a hold of him. Before he signed the contract, he said to them that if Aston Villa can make it into Champions League or Europe, he'll stay. If a top club comes back in for him and Aston Villa is not in the Champions League or in Europe, they come to a agreement that they'll actually allow him to leave. And within that contract that he signed last season, that was where they put in the $100 million release clause. So what City did was just meet the release clause. So that's just to clear the air and that because I hear a lot of people talking about sell out and all of that, but it's just that the man is ambitious and the man has never played in the Champions League, so the man really want to get there. So yeah, he just decided that this is the time for
Levon, his age, I believe he's what, 26?
25.
25. All right. So yeah. So based on that age, it's time to step up, right? We were saying the same thing about Hurricane when Hurricane was that age that he needed to leave Tottenham. What's the point of Jack Grealish staying at Aston Villa? Not only that, when we think about Aston Villa, my God, how many times are they going to have a player that has that or that actually commands? That's the word that commands that value, that
Market value.
transfer value, right? Obviously City are desperate to get him. Sell him. Guess what? Go out and buy one, two, three, four, possibly five players,
And
right?
they
Because
have gone through already.
you throw on a nice 50 million on that 100 million, you get five nice players. You are able to solidify your stay in the EPL.
And then Shakes, as I just said, they have gone out and they splashed it a little bit so far because they have brought in Leon Bailey for 30 mil pounds and they have brought in Danny Hinks for 25. So
Yeah. And Levon, you see, from I saw those deals happening, I knew that Jack Grealish was gone because
yeah,
you would have had discussions um as a club, right? You'd have had discussions and you know that okay, all right, Man City definitely want me. All right, I am going to be leaving because you'd agree the personal terms, right? So it's just a matter of time. Yeah.
yeah. But as I keep on saying though, they love though he went about business because he actually turned up back at training and all of that. And then to compare his stance to that of Arcane, even though people are saying that Arcane is more a case of the thing that Tottenham did Arcane dirty. Because this is a man that they say he's a model. He's a gentleman for a lot of English people. So to see him be like this, they're saying that oh something is up. But I just make mention of Leon Bailey as well. So yeah, that was finally confirmed by Aston Villa that he's now a part of their team, and we're looking so much to see them in the league, man, and see how Bailey actually perform for them. And it seems like now is the time that a lot of deals will actually start flying in and around. And it's now in England and the company the family is so firm as I believe there hence some Man United fans. I don't think Man United is going to. I don't know if Shake subscribe to that, but I just think this is the end of the United in terms of signings. Other clubs are trying to get players now. Will they get in them on the title? Any fight from your Shakes?
Just like on the Manchester United team, I would love if we get a defensive midfielder. That for me, once we get that, we definitely can be in the running. I've said this countless times on the Facebook page, even on this podcast. Man, you needed a right winger. I still think we need a proper center forward, right? But I'll take what we have right now. But we need that central defensive midfielder. We got a center back, so the puzzle kind of coming together, right? So I am more hopeful this year that we can actually do something. We just have to be consistent. We just have to be disciplined in what we do.
Yeah, and my final say, guys, just like how you follow your football club, just like how you follow your favorite school team at champs and all of that, this is exactly what we want you to follow Sports Frenzzyy. So please go and subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and that's at Sports Frenzzyy. And remember, it's 2Z and it's 2Ys. So please just go over and subscribe, man. We want to grow as quickly as possible so we can post the show from over there. So please just do the right thing. Go over there, subscribe. Thanks to Shakes was here. Thanks to Kim was here earlier to make a move. Thanks to our producer. First time for you, particular time. Shout out to all of you guys, man. Without you, sport go on. So, guys, we're coming forward. That's it. Exactly what we want you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can build that from right. Until next time, we should be tomorrow. The event that is on. I know that football is going to play later on in Brazil. And then tomorrow morning, hopefully, Jamaica will be cheering on with 3 gold medals. We can get 3 gold medals tomorrow morning. So, guys, until then, stay safe. Have a good night. Blessings.